Yeah, this is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Let's go.
Hi, everybody.
G'day, team.
We had Urzila Carlson on the show today.
Yes.
She was good value.
She was great. We talked to Jess Mauboy, and I think I might have a new job.
Yeah.
It seems like you do. I'd say that's guaranteed.
It's a very easy audition process, I'll be honest. I
very
thought she'd be a
easy.
bit more rigorous.
No.
Well, we talk about
anything.
secret family members. You're going to love these
Yeah,
callers.
you're going to hear
Yes.
the term cousin brother a lot.
And does the simple thing mess you up?
Yeah, Lotto Powerballs. We discuss $160 million and the mistakes that will lead you to not winning it.
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean.
You too.
It's a beautiful day.
You too.
That is a beautiful
Been
day.
around forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bono we know, the creator of world peace. And we find out some new things every day about celebrities. And this one here I've never actually heard about. So Bono revealed the identity of his secret half-brother, who he thought was his cousin growing up. So he first found out about his sibling, whose name is Scott Rankin, in the year 2000. Bono's dad, Bob, had an affair with his wife, Iris's sister, the singer's aunt, Barbara. So his brother is actually his cousin. It's a cousin brother.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Brother cousin.
Yes.
It's a brother cousin. Bono's mother, Iris, who died suddenly when Bono was 14, was unaware of the relationship.
never knew.
So she didn't know that the
So
cousin was a brother cousin.
I mean, the dad's a bit of a dog, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
I
'cause
know, with a wife's sister.
he's knocked off the wife's sister.
Like, I mean,
I know.
if you absolutely
Brother-in-law
have
lover,
to cheat,
brother-in-law
get out of the
lover
family.
has
Come on.
a brother cousin as a child.
Brother cousin.
So, Bono's dad, Bob, told Bono that Scott, his brother cousin, a former stockbrokers analyst, now state official, was actually his brother cousin after being diagnosed with cancer in 2000. So he unloaded. He died in 2001. So the dad sort of knew that the end
like
was
a
nigh.
deathbed confession, essentially.
And told him all about his brother cousin.
Is it a brother cousin or cousin brother?
Oh, wait there. So okay. Well, okay.
Well, first of all, it's cousin.
He knows him about his cousin all of his life.
And then becomes the brother.
And then
Half-brother.
Cousin, brother, cousin. I mean,
I think the brother
apples, oranges.
part has to supersede the cousin part.
Why?
I know it should be, first of all, because you know him as the cousin brother. That's correct.
Yes.
But then because brothers...
But he's not a full brother.
Yeah,
he's a half brother, but a full cousin. So maybe he's cousin brother. I think it's cousin brother.
I
You reckon?
mean, what's the
Because
official
really...
He's half brother, full
title?
cousin brother.
Yeah, that's a great point. But
I
what
will take
Sean's
brother
saying
cousin.
is that any level of brother, it takes precedence over.
That's what I'm saying.
Cousin.
Over cousin.
I'm just looking at
like
like how much cousin and how much brother is.
Yeah, I
there's
get
half
it.
brother,
And
there's
he's a
full
full
cousin, cousin brother.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying too.
She messy. That's what we know.
Oh, she messy.
She messy situation.
She should have been on Jerry Springer. Go,
Yeah, that's
Jerry.
right. I
Go,
know.
Jerry.
Well, this
It's your
happened
birthday.
to one of my friends just the other day. Called me to tell me that her dad, who's in his late 70s,
Yeah.
had found out just like a few weeks ago that he had a half brother that he didn't know about.
Oh.
That his father had a child with somebody before he'd met his wife.
Yep.
And nobody,
Not told
he didn't
anyone?
know. He didn't know. His sister didn't know. But other members of the family had known all along.
And
so
no one told him?
Yeah, no
Why?
one had told them. I don't know. And the half brother in question, my mate's dad knows him, like just generally
Yeah,
around the
yeah.
traps. And that guy had come up to him at a funeral and said, "Do you know who I am?" And he went, "Oh yeah, you're the farmer that's got the farm next door to such and such." Like, as in, I know
Yeah.
who you are.
Yeah.
And the guy just went, "Yeah," and walked away. But what he was asking was if
Do
he
you
knew
know
that
if
I'm your brother.
So even the brother knew that he was the brother.
Correct.
And he's the only one that didn't know about the
Correct.
brother.
Him and his sister are the only two that didn't know.
You know what? Without
Why
the
don't
cousin
people-
part, it's a harder thing to explain.
Yeah, it is.
Cousin brother is just like
Yeah.
a little bit more accessible.
Secret brother, all these
Yeah.
years.
That is
but
hectic.
So many members of the family knew, except.
Why don't they tell?
It's weird, isn't it?
Ready to put your pool floaties to work?
Start planning the ultimate summer getaway with whatif.com. Find hotels and holiday rentals plus family-friendly resorts.
Just jump on the What If app. What If? It's Aussie for travel.
These are going to be exciting stories.
They are,
about
mate.
cousin brothers and auntie sisters.
Just secret
Family members that you didn't know existed.
Yeah, or just like someone out of the blue, and it's like, where'd you come from?
Let's talk to. We'll call him Paul. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, guys. How you going today?
Wonderful,
Right.
thank you.
Was there a surprise family member?
Yeah. So, look, I'll try and get through it as fast as I can, but grew up with a good friend through primary school, and we had a group of friends, and there was always this weird sort of thing between us that we had this one guy, and they used to always say, "Oh, Kurt, well, sorry, Paul, you should know this guy. You should know this guy." And I sort of went,
recovery, Paul.
"Yeah, thanks for that, thanks."
Bloody perfect.
And I was sort of like, "Yeah, well, yeah, group of friends." But anyway, what had ended up happening is I, for some reason, later down the track, this was only about 5 years ago, someone had mentioned that this person is actually your half-brother. So I'm like, what the heck? So anyway, I approached this person and to find out that he was actually my half-brother because we ended up doing some DNA testing. And the funny thing is, for about 10 years of my life, he actually lived in the same suburb, a street behind me, and he is only 6 months older than me.
Oh, Dad's been naughty.
Paul, you know when people are saying you should know this guy for a long period of time,
So they
a lot of
knew.
people around you knew, but you didn't know.
Or did they know or just think you get along well?
No, so it was in the circle and the community of people, I guess, that we grew up in.
Yep.
I think families sort of knew and they'd overheard, but it was never ever proven and never ever come out. So it was sort of like the group of circle and friends that I was with. They were like, "Hey, Paul, you know this guy," and I'm like,
and you never
we're all in the same. And I never really caught on. It was only later on in life when I sort of went, "Well, hang on, what are you guys talking about?"
Yeah.
And I approached this person, and it was really weird. So all of a sudden, I've now got a half-brother. He literally lived 2 streets behind me. We were in the same suburb for close to 10 years, and he's about 6 months older than me. So it was really...
A few questions, right? So firstly, do you two get along very well now? You're close, or what?
Yes, we do. We get along really well. It all came to a head. I approached Dad, and
this is what I want to know.
we brought everything to a head, and I insisted that, it's not going to change anything, but we need to find out. So we got Dad to do a DNA test, and sure enough...
it rang true.
It was proven.
So who was Paul's mother? Was it she just a neighbour in the area? How did that come about? Sorry, you're not Paul, your brother's mother.
Okay, so that was family friends of the circle of friends. And the funny thing is, right, this all happened, I can't really say where, but overseas. So I'm from originally from overseas, and they lived in the same sort of neighbourhood overseas. So,
did your dad make an effort to...
Connect with the other kid?
Connect with the half-son? Full son.
Look, I think at first it was really hard to try and make that connection, especially so many years after. And this is, as I said, this only came to light about 5 or 6 years ago. So I'm 40 now, so we're trying to make up for lost time. But I think Dad on his side, he's tried to sort of make an effort, but it's pretty hard. You know what I mean? After 35 years,
Yeah, so he wasn't paying child support or anything like that?
No.
Yeah.
Or sort of an unconfirmed thing. Well, you know what, Paul? Congratulations on your half-brother.
Thank you. Yeah, no, he's a great bloke, and we get along really, really well. So it's actually it was a good thing that it actually came about because we've actually gained another family member.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Imagine if you met your secret half-brother and you realise at that moment they're your nemesis.
Yes, I know.
That'd be horrendous.
Oh, God.
You're polar opposite.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We're hearing some cracking tales of discovering a secret family member.
So
Inspired by Bono, who discovered who the person he thought was his cousin was in fact his half-brother because his dad had been a naughty boy.
But it still is his cousin, so it's his cousin brother.
Pretty close
It's
to the
absolutely
family there,
brilliant.
isn't it?
Yeah, Tina's in Oakford. Hey, teens.
Hello.
All right,
Hi, teens.
give it to us, Tina. We're ready.
So I found out when I was 32 that my dad wasn't my dad. And I had to rethink my whole outlook on life. Yeah. So basically I have another family that I've been over and met. And I went from being the oldest child to the youngest child. And my nana, who I thought was my nana, who I thought I looked like my nana, wasn't my nana.
You thought you'd inherited like family traits from that side of the family, and you weren't related to them at all.
At all?
No, and I couldn't work out why I didn't look like my brother. But then, obviously there was a reason why I didn't look like my brother.
Did you feel like you lost your own identity?
Yeah, Yeah, in a way, I think for the first week, you know when you go to a movie and it's like you walk out of the movie and you feel, if it's a really good movie and it takes you a while to come back to earth, I think I was like that for like 2 weeks. I just was really tripped out.
All right, so let's talk about the bonus. I mean, now the youngest in that family, I mean, that's just, I mean, that's winning.
Yeah.
It's so good. But what, so your dad, did he know?
Yeah, what was the scenario?
Yes, they knew. They all knew. Well, he knew about me, and I think possibly his wife knew about me, but none of the other children knew about me.
But what about your dad that raised you? Did he know the truth?
Yes, he did.
He knew the truth too.
Yeah, so they all
you didn't find out till you were 32.
Yep, 32.
So was it an affair thing, or was it before you? Like, what? How did it come about?
I'm guessing it was an affair thing. Okay. I don't want to push that conversation too much.
Yes.
And I'm glad they didn't tell me when I was younger, because I probably would have been a horrible child.
Why was that the time to know at the age of 32, do you think?
Yeah, what cracked the case?
I'm not even sure. I feel maybe it was sort of a bit of a guilt, probably something they needed to get off their chest. And I think he'd probably contacted my mum. I didn't decide to contact him for a couple of years because I felt a little bit weird about the whole thing. And then, eventually I thought, oh, why not? Why not?
You know what's really odd about this, and you probably don't even think about it, but your brother, right? So your brother that you grew up with, I wonder how it affects someone
well, he's
like
still
him.
your half-brother.
He's still your half-brother. But I wonder how it affects someone like him, because then suddenly his sister now has all these other siblings that aren't his. So that must even affect him.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a shock for everybody involved.
Wow. And what are your siblings like? Do you get along really well with them or not?
I've spoken to my sister, who's a lot older than me, and she's absolutely amazing and love her to death. And we're so similar. Like, it's really freaky.
Yeah, so you see a family resemblance in that part of the family?
100%.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I understand now where
it all comes
from. Personality comes from,
So you see a better family on... How do you rate that family versus your family that you're currently in?
No, my family's amazing.
It's not a competition, Sean.
Yeah, but if the boat was going under and you can only save one of them, which is the one you'd save?
Oh,
no, don't answer that. Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
Thank you so much for talking to us, Tina.
If you're on the first side, Tina, with her family, and then you find out your other family, what happens if they're like that?
Loaded or something.
They've got all the stuff.
Yeah. And the answer to that boat family is you go to the family that goes, oh my God, you're so young. Come in the boat. Oh my God, it's so youthful.
Thank you, Tina. Let's move on to Tash in Bradford. Morning, Tash.
Morning, guys. How are we?
Wonderful, Tash.
Let's hear your sordid family story, Tash.
Okay, so it's actually not mine, it's my sister. So my sister and I, we've got different dads. So she's actually in Scotland, so thank God she won't be listening to the radio and me blasting her stuff on there.
Yeah.
So basically, when she was conceived, the dad pretty much just done a runner and left. Scotland's a very small place. So basically what happened was... she went her life without her dad, all fine and well. She was quite happy enough without him. When she got of age, I think she was around 17, she went on a date with this lovely boy. She came home to my mum and basically it was like, oh, Mum, I've met this guy. We'll call him Jamie. She's like, yeah, I've met Jamie. And my mum's like, what's his last name? Because obviously my mum's still aware of everyone around there. And she was like, Danielle, you can't see that boy. That's your dad's son. And she was like, what do you mean?
And by dad's son means brother.
That's your brother.
Yeah, that's your dad's son. So basically she kind of messaged Jamie and was like, hey, did you know this? Like, obviously, and he's like, what the hell? Obviously not.
Yeah.
So come to terms with everything. She's met the rest of the family. She's got 2 brothers, 2 sisters, and now she has a niece and a nephew that she's in full contact with, all happy families, but yeah, a little bit awkward.
And also a brother-husband, which is nice.
You know what? Imagine meeting your brother and then imagine being on the dating scene for years and going, oh, this is never going to happen, and then meeting this guy and going, oh my God, yeah, he's amazing. And then finding
we've got so much in common. Yeah, DNA.
Yeah, literally. They even, like, you know, after I met them, they kind of have, like, similar features in their face. And I was like, come on, like, you didn't put 2 and 2 together, like, you know? And she was just like, no, so we got to look at the silver lining in it. She was saying, like, you know, at least she was young enough and, like, there was nothing
Yes, no hanky-panky.
that happened
Had
on
a
the
crack.
deck.
Oh,
Yes.
imagine if it was a
That would be
one-night
the
stand.
worst.
I know.
Imagine if it was a one-night
Yes.
stand.
Let's count our blessings that didn't
This has got-
happen.
Imagine realising you'd slept with your brother.
This has got House of Dragons written all over it, hasn't it?
That is so funny.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean.
Time to catch up with one of our favourite comedians. She's just popped her lip gloss on for us, Urzila Carlson.
Looks amazing.
Welcome to the
Hi.
show.
Hi,
I also brushed my hair, but you wouldn't be able to tell because I also drove here with the windows down.
Very nice. You should have put like a
Windswept
Thelma and Louise scarf around your head,
Yeah,
like
that's
most
right.
ladies should do when they're driving.
I should, but I always speed. It'll rip my head right off.
Legit concern.
Urzila, we are pumped you're coming over here to Perth. You're doing big stadium tours
Yes.
these days. So, geez, things are going gangbusters.
I know, but you know what? It's not. Normally I would do 3 or 4 shows when I go to a city, but now I'm trying to work smarter, not harder.
I love
I
it.
figure if I can get you all in one venue at one time, do it, and then I can play golf the other 2 days. You know, it's all about managing time.
Yeah.
Are you a good golfer?
No, I don't think anyone, not even Tiger Woods, is a good golfer all the time. Golf is the
Certainly
great
not a good
equalizer. You'd love to play golf with a man, but when you go, I'll drive the buggy, you're like, no, what did you hang on the back?
aside.
I'll put the clubs next to me. You go sit where the clubs go.
I know for a fact that I wouldn't be a good golfer, so I don't even pretend. But in my head, I feel like, and I feel like a lot of people think this. We all think we're good at tennis.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah,
do you think in your head you're good at tennis?
Well, I don't think so. I know so. If you go on my Instagram, you'll see I've played tennis with Serena Williams and Venus Williams.
Yeah.
And, you don't
you
get to play
Did you
with them. Yeah, I did actually hit the winning shot. We only played, I just said, let's keep it friendly, ladies. I didn't want to intimidate them. They're on our side of the world, and you don't want to make people feel uncomfortable because you're smashing them,
Sure.
And, you know what we're like, just keep it calm. So I thought, all right, I'll let them, just have a go. Like the Whitbix Triathlon, hit a few balls around and we'll see how you go. But yeah, it was good fun.
That would be good fun. I didn't see you, though, in the King Richard Netflix bio that was put out there. They thought
You know
they'd
what,
take you
Sean?
out just to make sure that...
The ridiculous things they cut from movies.
Yeah.
don't you
Yes, I
think?
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in the director's cut that'll come out next year. But I was also close friends with that neighbour across the road that would come over and yell at him for, getting his girls to play tennis. So,
What you didn't
I
see at
lived
the
with it.
Academy Awards was Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, and then when Will Smith sat down, Ursula walked out and slapped Will Smith.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I was behind Will Smith's chair, and when Chris Rock said that, and Will Smith laughed, I said, "You're going to let him get away with that?" And then that's when he jumped up. That's when the whole mood in the room changed.
Let him get away with that.
An integral part in history, really, aren't you?
Yeah.
I want to talk about some of the comedy jobs that you've had around the world because Dave Callan, who is a very good friend of ours, he's just scored this amazing thing for a few months now. In November, he's going to be doing a comedy show on a cruise ship. He does 2 shows, Ursula, every 10 days. Only 2 shows. Okay.
Yeah.
So 2 shows per cruise.
Yeah. The funny thing is, just right now in WA, we've got a new COVID ship. We've got 1,900 people on board of a cruise ship off the coast. They're now stranded for 5 days. They said there's up to 100 confirmed cases of COVID, so the COVID ships are back. So I'm a bit worried about Dave. But
Yes.
how amazing is that gig?
Have you
And
done the
everything's
cruise
paid
ship
for.
thing?
Listen, what you're describing to me is hell. It sounds like absolute sheer hell. He's got 1 hour worth of work, is what you're saying,
That's
in
right.
10 days.
Yep.
Yes.
But then he is then trapped for 10 days. Also, can you imagine if the first show, if the first show on the first day doesn't go well, now you've got 9 days of people just going, looking at you at the buffet going, oh yeah, I saw your show, and just scooping the scrambled eggs in while making too much eye contact. No, that's like, I mean, picture yourself, you're stuck in a mall for 10 days with the people in the mall.
Eating endless buckets of prawn
So
cocktails, I feel.
have you worked for Royal Caribbean Cruises PR for long?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I would rather do a gig in a mall because the food court, gives more variety, I reckon.
Yeah.
There's just no way. I couldn't do it. Like, I would feel so trapped. And with my, like, I would almost on purpose tank the first show just to see what'll happen for the next 9 days.
You're making a good point.
that'd
The
be
fact that you
hilarious.
are then living with your audience.
Yeah.
For the entire time.
Now, David said that he's going to be sleeping in crew, sort of, in the sort of crew area, and he feels like he's going to be hanging out with all the crew. But I wonder how do the crew look at the entertainers? Do you think that they look at them favourably or not, Urzila?
No, that's like when you go on a team building thing with everyone from work. Like, picture you guys right now, and now you're going on a team building experience. So you've got the sales rep who sells the ads, you've got management, you've got reception, you've got everything. So now you go, oh yeah, we're a great team, and it all sounds great at the Christmas party. But now put that same group of people on a boat for 10 days. Do you think management, who's sleeping in a single bunk above you, is going to go, yeah, no, this is fantastic. This is great. You guys have the key to the prize cupboard, and I just have a better parking space. But I hear you insisted on the better parking space, Nat. So thanks for that. Now I'm out of that too.
You know a lot about radio.
The best thing you've ever said was key to the prize cupboard.
I always try and steal it. I'm going to steal it here. I'm at Nova in Melbourne. They don't even know it, but I'm emptying them out before I leave.
Hey, don't worry. We know what kind of situation they're in over there, so you wouldn't be stealing too much. There's not a lot around.
Yeah, no, I know. I saw Sam Pang reverse his car before, and I'm like, what are you loading in, bro? You packing up already? I thought you still have a couple of months to go, but it all looked pretty well wrapped up.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
So Ursh, I mean, there's some obviously some jobs going in Melbourne now. They've got to redo a breakfast show. Did you ever think about doing breakfast radio?
Yeah, I have, and then I thought, oh no, I'd rather go work on a cruise.
Because at least on a cruise, you don't have to get up at 4 a.m.
Exactly. I know you guys pulling it off working drunk perfectly.
The key is not to slur your words.
That's right.
You're listening to Nathan, Nat and Sean.
We've been talking about the $160 million Powerball that's happening this Thursday.
It's ridiculous.
It's amazing. It's actually too much money, but I could do really well with it.
Yeah.
It's too much money.
It's too much.
Obviously, you'd sponsor netball. What else?
Oh, but I'm pretty sure if they dig into my background, they'll find some things I don't agree with.
I'm not wearing Nathan Morris on my outfit. We know.
Imagine that, though. The Australian netball team just got your name across the front of it.
And now I'd want a photo of me with 2 thumbs up. Wearing a big NM.
Go and buy one of the blockhouses just for fun.
But it's life-changing. It's a life-changing amount of money. Like, even $1 million is a life-changing amount of money. But, we're just talking about how far do you go down that fantasy road. Our producer, Amy, goes too far. Amy goes too far. Amy.
I know, but it's like...
No, I know.
Of it.
Amy, how old are your children? 5
and 3.
And what do you do when you buy an MS Home lottery ticket or a lotto ticket? What do you do?
We basically tell them that we've won it.
What you do? Because
that's where we're moving.
Last year you loved the MS Home Lottery house so much. It was a beautiful house. And so you told them that you were moving into it, didn't you? You literally told them it was going to be, and that moving day was coming up.
And they still talk about City Beach House. Like they know City Beach House.
Yeah. When are we moving in?
You didn't win, everyone. Spoiler alert.
Like, can we get a house like City Beach House?
How are you doing that? We all grew up in lesser times.
Yeah.
And
yes. With our parents lying to us, but that's next level.
That's pretty full on. I know you need to manifest it, right?
Oh, you do.
Need to get out there.
But you need to manifest it, but you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself. You can't go too deep in there because the powers that be will go, shut
look
up.
at it, she's getting
You're
carried
getting
away.
Nothing. You know what I mean? We got to hope for it, but not jump in too hard.
So we don't talk about it?
Well, I don't think you can convince your children you're winning. I don't know.
I'd leave it out of it.
You were just down south for the weekend. Did you, staying in a really nice house, did you tell the kids, we could live here?
Well, they may or may not have overheard us talking about it because we bought a ticket. The other family that we holidayed with, they bought a ticket. Then we talked about how how many
just
houses
make an offer on this
literally
house.
buy this house. We can buy the house next door. We can
You're going to take the whole front row,
aren't you,
in Geograph Bay.
Down Dunsborough.
But so how's this, right? last Powerball, someone bought a ticket from the Carramar Lottery Centre and News in Morley, and they scooped up $700,000.
Okay, nice.
So this person has said, this is what they've been kind of saying, after winning a small amount of money from last week's Powerball, I decided to use the prize money to buy a ticket for Saturday Lotto. I'm really glad I made that decision, as you should be. Now they go on to say, I'm definitely feeling lucky at the moment. I've already got my ticket for the $160 million Powerball jackpot for Thursday.
He's used his lotto
and
luck.
hoping
Come
my
on.
luck continues.
No.
Does he have a chance?
He's got zero chance.
Will the powers that be allow this man or woman
But I love how they're like,
again?
oh, I used the winnings from... Everybody
does it. It's not a special story.
I reinvest every time.
It's not a special story.
Come on.
Everything stupid you say, you should get $100,000 taken off.
We've seen the person who's done the scratchy and won over, right? But that's not going to happen. No way.
No.
He is out, so that's good. He, she, they're out of it, so that's one less. 160. Let's
Amy's
do
not
this.
going to win it because
Amy's
of
not
her
good. She's
attitude.
Amy's not going to win it. She's gone down the road too deep. Gone down Dream Street too far.
You know what? Last week I knew that I was no chance too because we walked out. We had an event at the stables, and I walked to the corner, and there was a news agency, and it had the thing, and I bought it there, and I thought, what a stupid position to buy one.
No.
We know that that's not going to be a winner.
The trick is, and I feel like the trick is to buy it and then slightly dream, and you know, like, okay, that would be nice,
Yes.
while looking in the mirror, calling yourself a piece of crap.
Yeah, that's right.
You're a piece of crap. You'll never win it. You don't deserve anything.
So you're hedging your bet.
And then slap your face.
Yes. And then look at some real estate. It goes both ways.
Nathan, Nat and Sean in podcast form.
I highlighted my son yesterday actually about the fact he didn't know how to wear a belt or never worn a belt before. Well, he's on a roll at the moment because yesterday when he got home, he'd had the day off because they had their awards night the day before, so they got a student-free day. Him and his mates went to Adventure World. How good, because you got the run of the place.
So good.
Yeah, that's perfect. So when I saw him at home, he's lying on the couch face down like he was shot. And I thought, oh, well, that's an absolute blinder. You're running around the whole Adventure
He's
World by
had
yourself.
such a big day. He's just
How many
passed
people
out
were
on the
there?
couch.
Like bugger all?
I didn't even get a chance to ask him how many, but there was
why?
from his school there was about 8 of his mates who went
nice.
along. And the reason why, Nath, is because when he finally was able to open his eyes off the couch, and I thought, it's just because he's tired. It wasn't. It was because he'd been on the Goliath, which is there's the one with the spinning arms. It just goes around.
Yep.
And he'd been on it just before they left. It decided to go on 3 times consecutively and see if they can how much they can handle it.
Yes.
It's absolutely cooked him. So he was on the couch. He couldn't move because his head was spinning like vertigo. And
I mean, we've all been there after a big day.
He got up to try to have something to eat, couldn't at all, and then found his way upstairs to his bedroom. And I went up to ask him if he wanted to join us for dinner a couple of times. He couldn't come down.
He couldn't do it.
His favourite ice cream is a Maxi Bomb, right? So
Yes.
I had to do a late run to the shops to get the dog something to eat. And I thought, you know what I'm going to do?
Maxi Bomb.
The Maxi Bombs are on sale, Nate. They're half price, $4.75.
How much is the Maxi Bomb normally?
It just said half price, and they were, for a thing of 4, it was $4.75.
Oh, I mean,
So-
that's a
Like
bargain.
yeah. So anyway, I grabbed
So
the Maxi
normally they're
Bombs.
double that.
Yes, double $4.75.
Went upstairs and said, mate,
$9.50.
I'm going to save your life here. I've got your
yeah.
Maxi Bomb. You can't. And he couldn't get out. He literally could not get out of bed to come
eat his
down.
favourite ice
and have
cream.
his favourite ice cream.
You
What
need
is
to
that
do
called?
what my mum and dad used to do for our dog Nanook. They'd hold a paddle pop
Yes.
by the stick, and then Nanook they just hold it when she
Yeah.
licks
She
it.
licks it. Well, she was Alaska Malamute living in Kalgoorlie.
Oh, she was pretty hot.
She
She was
needed-
pretty.
she needed-
Help me! Oh God, what have they done? Why is this allowed?
Oh, so something so simple like that. I mean, it's just
It
taking him
messed him
down.
up. It messed
ruined
him up.
I don't know how he'll be this morning trying to go to school, but he was in no man's land yesterday.
I'm going to
Something like
suggest
that.
it's not going to be good for school.
No.
Something like that usually happens to you when you're older. You
Yeah, no, when you're
cannot
young.
go on rides anymore, and it stuffs you up. For me personally, the simple thing that will stuff me up, and I'll feel it days afterwards, is drinking a can of cola beer. I don't know.
Cola beer?
Cola beer.
Are you serious?
You know is it Kirk's cola beer?
I love
Yes.
cola beer.
No.
What
There
does
is
it- what does it
something
do to
in
you?
it. It gives me really bad indigestion, and I feel pressure in my stomach. For
Like
probably,
heartburny kind of stuff.
yeah, it's bad. It burns my throat too. It burns.
Are you sure it's cola beer and not, I don't know, unleaded petrol?
Metro.
What are you drinking?
Cola beer, yeah, cola beer. I've never been able to drink
So
cola
Coke,
beer.
yes, but
Coke,
cola
yes,
beer,
cola
no.
beer. I don't know what's in it.
Did you
but
ever
it
have
does
a-
not agree with me?
RC Cola back in the day? Remember that one?
That was yes.
Oh, that was from
super,
Kmart or
yeah,
something.
super
That was
cheap
from-
one.
that was
That's the
from-
only one.
Yeah,
we can
that was
afford.
your mum.
And the pub squash that used to
Yeah.
do the rounds on the
Yeah.
table.
No, it's just cola beer.
Cola beer.
Cola beer. I've never
Nathan
been able
Morris.
to drink
Let's see if
it.
we can find some cola beer and watch what it does to you.
No, I don't like that.
Put your body on the line.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Sean.
We are talking about when something quite simple really messes you up, like going on the Goliath at Adventure World 3 times in a row. Ollie McManus, his head's spinning. He can't function.
He can't function at all. I offered him a Maxi Bomb. Thought that would be the thing that lifted him. His favourite ice cream. Couldn't get out of bed.
But
no dinner, no
you're like,
nothing.
you have to come downstairs, or you didn't think to take the ice cream up to him?
No.
Maxi Bomb can't go upstairs.
There's rules in our house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
For Nathan, it's cola beer. Ash is in Hilbert. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Ash.
What messes you up for days, Ash?
So first I wanted to agree with the cola beer front. I have never met anyone else that gets so much up by cola beer. So I
Really?
fully agree.
This is amazing.
Yeah, for days.
Yes.
And the other thing for me is the Allen's Cheekies. They used to be the Chico Babies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, stomach aches for days. And I've always wondered if they and cola beer were linked. I got
there's
so
something
excited
in them.
hearing this.
Nathan, can
thing.
you
They're
eat
my
those?
favourite
I
lollies.
will put my body on the line and eat some of the Chicos.
And wash it down with some cola beer?
No,
I appreciate you.
Ash, it's a weird feeling, isn't it? It's like there's a lot of pressure in your stomach. And
That's exactly what it is. And nothing else quite does it like that.
yes.
Wow.
And does yours slightly burn your throat too?
I can't even, when you said that, and I was like, does mine burn my throat? I'm not sure, but the stomach, I nearly cheered in the car because I wasn't alone. I'm sorry.
There you go.
I
Ash.
see you, Ash. I see you.
Yes. Nathan will see you at the support group meeting.
Yeah. Cola beer.
Cola beer.
I can't believe it. And the cheekies, I love them.
Cassie, hello.
Hello.
Hi, Cass.
Right. What's something simple that kind of messes you up, Cass?
Tomatoes.
What do you mean
Not all
tomatoes?
tomatoes, just some tomatoes. So it's Russian roulette when I eat tomatoes. If it's a sweet one, it's full.
Yeah.
If it's an acidic one, my tongue swells up and I'm just
So you haven't zeroed it down to a certain type of tomato?
Yeah, like a Roma
No.
or an
No.
beefsteak. No?
No, it's just acidic ones. Yeah, it makes my tongue really swell up, and my family think it's really funny. They feed them to me to have a laugh.
That's a good idea. So, Cass, you haven't decided,
cut them out
I'm
altogether.
cutting out tomatoes. But it's...
Oh, I do every now and then, I feel like, some tomato on toast or something, poor man's bruschetta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And afterwards she turns to her family and goes, this is delicious.
You got it. That's exactly what I sound like.
How long
good
does
fun.
the effect last for, Cassie?
I don't know, like, 15, 20 minutes
long
or so.
enough.
Yeah.
Long
Long
Yeah,
enough,
it goes down
long enough to
eventually.
block the airways.
Well, that is really interesting.
Sorry to laugh at your extreme misfortune, but it's kind of funny.
hilarious.
Mike, hello.
Hi, how's it going?
Hey,
Mike.
good, Mike.
Did something simple mess you up, Mike?
Yeah, I actually climbed up on the ceiling up on the roof to fix the tile
Yep.
and got vertigo.
Did you?
While you were up
On
on the
the
roof,
roof.
and then you've got to get your
While I
weight,
was up
make
on
your
the
way
roof.
down.
Mike,
Yeah.
how
So-
are we a two-story house or a one-story house?
It's a single-story house.
Oh, Mike, that's not too far off
What,
the
what
ground,
was the
is it?
feeling like, Mike? Run us through how you're feeling, how you got down.
Well, it was funny. I got up there and it's just the angle that I was walking at, I suppose, and got this vertigo and I ended up sort of very carefully easing back down the ladder.
Once you got
simple
down,
as that, Mike.
were you all right, Mike, or did that vertigo stick with you for a while?
It stuck with it for quite a while. I mean, I thought, oh, gee whiz, this is the first time this has happened. And, I just couldn't get up there for about 3 days.
Mike, I really, really wish that you didn't have the ability to get down and you were found
Yes.
clinging to the aircon unit. Dealised.
Hugging the chimney.
Yeah, I was wondering whether I was going to bounce on the ground.
Yes.
So, Mike, have you been up on the roof since?
Not really, no.
No.
Oh, Mike.
Can't
Did you
risk
at
it.
least manage to fix the tile that you're up there for?
Oh, I did manage to fix the tile.
Okay, good. Oh, well, mission accomplished then. So you don't need to go back.
Yeah, things Sean
Yeah.
would never do.
Yeah.
Climb up on a roof and
Climb
fix
on
a tile.
and fix something.
No.
He'd knock on the neighbour's door for that one.
Thanks,
that doesn't
Mike.
give his vertigo, does it, Sean?
100%.
Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Jessica Mauboy is bringing her Boss Lady tour to Perth. She's playing the concert hall on November 3rd. A few tickets available, so snap those up before they go. Jessica Mauboy, good morning.
Hello.
Hi,
Jess.
Jess
Morning.
Mauboy.
Yeah.
Oh, Jess.
How's my hairs? Was it all right?
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Ready?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it all right?
Ooh,
Would you turn your chair?
that was a good emotional one. I love that.
I always
good
think,
one.
Jess,
Good.
I always think like, so if you're at a concert, right, and then suddenly I find out that your backup singer's like gotten sick, and then you ask me to get up there and back up sing. Would that ever happen?
Would you?
Yeah, duh.
Would you?
Duh.
Seriously.
Duh.
Well, with a tune like that.
No
a tunes
question.
like that.
I can't say
No,
duh anymore.
No doubt. No doubt.
Are you kidding me? Because I reckon I'll be able to harmonise really well with you, Jess. I feel like we're on par.
Honestly, I can
musically.
give you all the backing tracks,
Yes.
like just so you can run over them.
Yes.
We'll work out costings later, but yeah.
Mate,
Costume. He'll have a lot to say with that.
Ready.
I will be paid
Yeah?
in the experience and bathing in the glory, which is Mauboy. So what I want you to do is I do want you to send me some backing tracks. I'm going to practice them, and next time we see you, I'm going to back you up. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah, we call them stems. So I'll share the stems with you, and you can just go through. Vocal stems. So
Bit of business talk, Nathan.
And I'll make sure my stems don't have any thorns.
What you need to do, Jess, is just warn your backup singers around about the 3rd of November, because one of them's going to fall down the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
If you know what I mean.
I will be showgirling all these girls.
I get what you mean. All right.
Just make sure they're insured. That's all we're saying.
There'll be snipers.
Bloody oath. Hey, Jess, we were talking about your backup singers and all that kind of stuff. Do you actually, and we've seen you on The Voice when you're coaching, do you actually have someone who talks to you about your singing anymore?
What do you mean?
Like, people who coach you go to see
insulting, isn't it?
No, I think when you're at the top of the game, you always should be looking for advice from other people.
You should. Like any athlete has a coach,
100%.
right? I definitely have a coach. I have many, many coaches, particularly with my band members. They're all, very professional artists and singers and songwriters themselves. So I luckily I get to reach out, like anytime we have band rehearsals, like we're constantly talking about, how to warm up, how to warm down. And that's always a good reminder for me. So yes.
You do a warm down. What do you do with the warm down?
It's the opposite.
Because everyone can picture a warm up and
yes,
singing
that's right.
and or running.
And she just gets softer and softer and fades away.
Do you have an ice bath afterwards?
I actually go for a run because I've built up so much adrenaline and so much hype that I tend to have to run beside the bus.
Really?
Hey, what's the things you can't eat or drink? Is it like milk and chocolate and stuff? What's the thing that'll stuff your voice up?
So no tea. I think psychologically,
No tea.
it really I think it is a psychological thing. Depending on milk is a really
kind of coats your throat a bit.
I would say.
Yeah.
A tea can be very drying for the throat.
Yes.
So it's just warm water or just running on the spot just to kind of heat up the body.
Right.
Get that circulation flowing.
This is really good information.
What
We didn't know about this.
Spoonfuls of honey and things like that?
Honey's good. Good. So any kind of chips that are like greasy are really good for the throat, particularly for any vocalist.
Bucket of KFC.
Anything not too much. But I think like slippery elm. I don't know if you've ever heard of slippery elm, but it's really good for the throat, also for the gut. Particularly not before a show, but hours before a show is really, really good. I mean, I'm going to be getting all of these things, guys. I'm making a list while we're having a conversation.
It's a bloody good
No, but
idea.
it's really good to know
Really
because you're going to be sending me the stems.
That's right.
So
And
that's
Nathan
just some
needs to
industry
do the
talk,
same.
guys.
Right.
Then I've just got to get ready because I'm a big tea drinker, so now
Yeah,
I know.
that's
I know,
right.
now you know. You're just hot water
That's
for
what's
you
been
now.
holding
no
you
tea
back
bags.
all
It's been
this
holding
time.
me back. God, Jess.
Jess, what about sleeping after? You wouldn't be able to sleep that well after
No.
doing your concert. I mean, we're going to be seeing you here very shortly. So
I know. I'm so excited to be performing at the concert hall, which I've never before. I'm so super excited.
It has a very big organ.
Yeah, I have a lot of the organ. That's where I'm gonna be at rehearsal.
We can say a lot with that, couldn't we?
You see a moment in my show, it's because I've been on the organ.
Yeah. So you are going to definitely be getting on the very big organ.
No, I'm not.
Say it, Jess. Say
I don't
it.
want to myself.
Will you get your hands all over the very big organ?
Imagine they might have to obviously rope it off because I'm going to be.
Because you can't leave it alone.
They're going to have a security guy. They're going to have a security guy standing there. No, sorry, you cannot. For the 100th time.
Jess Mauboy, stop touching the very big organ. Well, it is the boss lady tour, so no one tell her what to do.
She's a married woman now, Nathan.
Exactly. I am.
Yeah.
Sure.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. No, it was the 9th of July, and it happened so very quickly. It was literally a family love fest.
You tell really great stories. Are you doing it? Do you like to do a song and then have a bit of a chat with everyone because you communicate so well?
Oh, trust me. I'm so nervous about this show in the sense of I could talk everyone's ear off.
Yeah.
I just have to control myself. And I think because I hadn't been to Perth for so long, I really want to acknowledge that I'm going to be able to have a crack a joke here and there if I can never make a joke.
Yeah.
But tell stories. I feel like I'm a pretty good storyteller.
Yeah, you are.
Engaging that way, I love any opportunity when it comes to breaking music to be able to tell stories and share that with the audience, then that makes me happy. That I know I'm fulfilled and there's success in it.
Well, we're looking forward to it, mate.
It's
you
happening.
Make us happy.
It's the Boss Lady tour happening at the concert hall.
Yep. Send me the stems, please.
Thursday, the 3rd of November. Get your tickets from ticketmaster.com.au.
Yes.
Jess Mauboy. It's a joy.
Perth Concert Hall, watch out. I'm coming for you, Perth. I love you. Everyone who's traveling, I can't wait to see you. It's gonna be electrifying. We're gonna have a real good time. We're gonna take away.
Don't worry, we're gonna get that big organ ready.
Bloody oath we will.
And I'm gonna send the stems.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Hey, don't forget.
I will never forget.
Thanks, Jess.
Love you guys so
Bye.
much. Big love. Bye.
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 Bye. Bye. Love you.
Love you, my
Bye.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Guess who's back?
Oh, yes.
Back again.
Eminem heard it. Ross, he heard it first.
Everything old is new again.
Ross the Boss back in town. We've been waiting for the completion of this deal with St Kilda. 4 years he'll be at the helm at the St Kilda Football Club. Did the press conference yesterday. Played everyone off the 9 break. He handled it perfectly.
Well, it's what he does.
Yeah, he does. He does. He wasn't as bristly as we've seen in the past.
Of course he wasn't. He doesn't need to be yet.
He's learnt.
All right, so
from
it's
his time in the media.
little bit friendly.
Oh, let's revisit that once the season starts.
Yeah, absolutely. When he gets some ridiculous questions and he just starts...
Or if the team's not doing well, he tends to get a lot bristlier then.
Yeah, certainly will.
Well, do you reckon he's a little bit happy because it's sort of like all the naysayers eat a bowl of you know what?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I'm sure he'll do a good job. We'll get back to that. But he said he had to present to the board and... the feelings started coming back from St Kilda.
I presented to the board and I got very emotional. When I left, I dropped an iron curtain. And when I spoke about that moment and how I felt about St Kilda, I did get very, very emotional, and it sort of unleashed a lot of memories. There was a lot of highs and a lot of lows, but it sort of really validated how I felt about the club, if there was any doubt.
It's like the husband playing around on the wife, leaving her for someone else, and then saying, actually, no, I do want to be with you, and coming back after a few years, isn't it? It's got that feeling about it, hasn't it?
I don't know, it's just the job.
And the wife going, okay, you can come back.
Let's talk coin.
Oh, okay. I would imagine his would be heavily based on how they finish the year. So I don't know if the starting positions...
I'm sure the base
for a
is
number
all
of
right.
600,000 or 500,000, and then everything will be incentivised depending on where they finish on the ladder, and the higher the better.
And the level of improvement.
So what would incentive... Give me an example. Do you know of any examples of an incentive? Like, what would it be?
God, no.
How much could you pay?
I can only go on players, right?
Yeah.
So, say... Nat 5 to win Fremantle's Fairest and Best, he might get $70,000, for example. Or Nat 5 to finish in the top 3, that's $50,000. And to play finals, if you lead the club to a certain amount of finals, then, there'll be 20s of thousands of dollars, $20,000, $30,000.
So they all add up.
So on a coaching perspective, I would think if, let's say, I'm just throwing out a number, $500,000 is what he's getting paid to coach the St Kilda Football Club. If they make the finals, it's likely to be that he will get paid a hell of a lot more and possibly up to another couple of $100,000 more. So,
Do you think that's going to happen?
I 100%. I don't
know. In the first year.
There you go.
Okay, sorry, St Kilda.
Looks like you're staying on 500,000 for a few years, Ross.
So you 100% think that St Kilda will make the finals in 2023?
I think, I'm going to call it, absolutely. He's not rebuilding a team. He's not going to the draft like the West Coast Eagles are this year, next year, and like Fremantle did 3 years ago. He's not doing that. He's going to use the draft, but he's got players who are in the age category in the mid-20s that are able to get it done.
So what's been wrong with them then? Are you saying that's all the coach's fault, that he couldn't get them to play well?
Well, in a lot of organisations, not just sport, sometimes everything just doesn't gel together, and then all of a sudden you get a person in a position who's able to do that from the top to the bottom, and he's that bloke. He's that guy that will come in, and he always talks about possibilities. You would have seen it at the press conference yesterday if you watched it. He's not about, we're building for this scenario. It's about the possibility of turning up to work tomorrow and the outcome taking care of itself if you're prepared to go to work and get it done. And he will hold people accountable like no one's ever seen in any organisation.
Do you like Ross, don't you, a lot?
Yes, but I understand his pitfalls, Nath, and I know that if I worked for him for a longer period of time and held a different position, I'm sure he would have
But just
belted
as a general
me up
rule, you are in very friendly terms with Ross, yes?
Yes.
Then why did you just make that call about him definitely
why would you do that?
Why? You might as well just go and bought a voodoo doll and rammed several pins through his head.
This team under Ross Lyon will be in the finals for consecutive years.
Oh, my God.
In a short period of time, he will take them right up the top.
Oh, God, you're doubling down.
I have no doubt about it.
Check yourself before you wreck a football team and a man's career.
The issue with Ross is because he comes in with he used the sledgehammer so often that people working under that get to a point where they just get beaten up to a point.
Well, why don't you drop the sledgehammer to his career?
Yeah.
Just stop saying that.
Do not give 100% guarantees for anything. You know what you do.
Thor knows no other.
Oh, my God.
St Kilda back in action, everyone. Oh. Take that to the bank.
You heard it here
mate.
first.
Wooden spoon.
Don't put the house
First
on
draft
it.
pick, obviously.
It's probably going to be a plane crash or something that wipes the whole club out at this rate.
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Bit happening in the cricket at the moment. Tim Payne, former Australian cricket captain, has got a book out. And
just in time for Christmas.
Well, that's good timing. And he is he hasn't held back in any way having a crack at Cricket Australia. In particular, there was a sexting scandal that left him or made him leave the Australian cricket team. And he said he had spoken to Cricket Australia about this. Before it hit the papers, actually, there was he allowed them. They did an investigation to make sure everything was okay.
Sure.
It leaked out there a little bit. And everything was given the tick of approval. Yep, 2 consensual adults. It's none of our business, so to speak. Fair bump, play on. And then it hit the media, and then the media blew it up, and it went hard. And then Cricket Australia, he said, completely then distanced themselves from him
and gave him no support.
And just were like, they just wanted to protect their own brand and left him
hung out to dry.
Now, just a review of that. What actually happened? He was married at the time. Yes.
Yes, he was
married at the time. Yeah.
Okay, so 2 consensual. There was nothing bad happening there except for cheating on your wife.
Yes, the only person who has something a grievance is his wife.
Yes.
Yeah, but she'd already dealt with it for quite a period before then, like a good old year.
Yes.
Possibly even longer.
Wasn't there something though that she made official complaints later?
She has. It's against other people.
Not the wife. The
other people at Cricket Tasmania.
Right. I did see a little bit from his book, and it was the part where he said he walked into the garage where he had some of his cricket gear from like previous games. So really good memorabilia, and he just had enough of cricket so much he just got rid of it all.
Yes.
And like I just wonder sometimes you just got to count to 10.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, because I wonder now if you regret, because he was like, no, I'm done with cricket, and then got rid of all of his stuff. And I wonder if like now he'd be like, oh, jeez, I shouldn't have done that.
Mate, so many people, you're right, so many people who were just on emotion in that moment would, like, he ditches all that stuff, right? Imagine, even better, if you're cruising past and he throws it out, council pickup, or he
Yeah.
gives it.
Yes.
Like, oh,
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes a century
Yeah.
against in Ashes or took some catches here.
Yeah.
You get some good stuff.
And this happened during the whole Kondo phase. Marie Kondo?
Yeah.
Marie Kondo.
Kondo,
Happened during that whole phase where people just started throwing everything out. And I
No,
really
first you asked if it sparked joy. Then you threw it out.
Then I just think that sometimes I feel like you should give it to somebody first and have a cooling off
like
period.
a buffer period. Yeah.
I might need that back. I forgot about it.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it right now. You take it away from me. Let me see how my life is, and then once I have a yearning, I might come back for it.
Yeah.
The thing about Tim Payne is that was a spectacular fall. He was the hero.
He was.
The stand-in captain that stepped up after the horrible, sandpaper gate and all the rest of it. And he was the one that stood up to Virat Kohli and the Indian cricket team when they were here. And he was, he was funny and he's sledging the whole deal. He was the golden boy of Australian cricket. It's a spectacular fall.
It was a big time fall, and he believes would have still played for Australia and been the captain of that team had Cricket Australia stood by him in that period.
Did Cricket Australia make him resign? What happened there?
I haven't read all.
Or because
all the stuff,
he just
but I don't
felt
think
backed
so.
in.
I think that he was left out there to dry, and his wife, which they'd already gone through that part of their life and moved on, that he was just like, I'm done. Like, he felt like he was backed in the corner.
Yeah.
Mental health thing where he had to go and, his life was in a spin for a period of time. And it ended his cricket period. So now he's back playing for Tassie.
Yeah, right.
And it's been a fair while, so hopefully he go okay. He did talk about the sandpaper gate that you just brought up, Nat, and he believes if the rest of the Australian cricket team had have taken some ownership of that and not left David Warner, as we know, Bancroft, Warner, and Steve Smith being the captain, he copped a lot. But if the rest of the team had have just gone, look, we own it, instead of letting them hang out to dry, it wouldn't have had the impact it had when three people were just there and everybody could lynch them.
So what he's saying by default there is everyone knew about it and everyone was on board with it.
Well, he's saying that not necessarily, but when you're in a team like that, and
if one person stuffs up, everyone should go down.
Yeah, we're all a part of it.
Sorry.
I'm looking at Harry because he'd be the one.
Not in a million years.
Yeah, because
if I adamantly do not believe that I want to cheat and someone else on my team cheats, and then there's no way I'm saying I'm going all for one for all. No, that's your stupid decision.
Well, I think the cheating thing's been blown out of proportion compared to what's happened all around the world.
Oh, I know what you're saying, but we hold our sports people to a higher standard than elsewhere.
We like to think we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Nathan.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they're right, but I'm just saying that the standard that we expect from them, we don't think anybody here cheats. We think that only happens in other countries.
You know what I don't think is right?
When it's certified happens here, we're like, this is the worst thing
Oh,
ever.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What I don't think is right is how much I've talked about cricket this morning. So,
well, we're going to move on really quickly. Australia playing tonight down the T20 World Cup.
Yes.
Nobody knows about it. Hopefully they get at least 10 people there.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.